Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Friday morning's meditation seminar. So we'll suspend our mind just a little bit. It's like pausing it. And then we'll focus. Rather than our awareness being focused on our mind, we focus our awareness on its own self. So in this way, awareness becomes aware of awareness. This spaciousness, this openness, this knowingness that is so direct. And as you and I become aware of this awareness, this very process embodies awareness. And having established ourselves just a little bit in awareness, we can extend it through our bodies, huh? Part of the secret Dujam Rinpoche says is the capacity to extend our experience of awareness, both within ourselves and within the world, and within its multidimensionality. So extend all the way down into the earth, up to the heart, palate of the mouth, to the top of the head. This light, this energy. And all this stuff is always more or less, right? So, having embodied it more or less, we'll then extend this awareness, which is a field, into the immediacy of our situation, huh? And we're always in situations, huh? Events. Ceaseless events and situations. So we extend this awareness, this field, into the immediacy of this situation, which right now is us. So then we'll extend to each other, inside to inside. And it's not a mental extension. Huh? It's not simply mental intentionality. It's also we're extending that felt sense of that space, that energy, that presence. And in a certain way, there's no one way of doing it. It's like if I would say, please move your forefinger. And you move that finger, and yet you don't quite know how you do it. We just learn it by doing it. So we'll extend to each other. We'll extend to our friends on the internet. Because in a deeply way, this field is both local and non-local. Both in time and timelessness simultaneously. That's why it's a fantastical skill. And it says in the Yeshe Lama, a great handbook of Dzogchen, as we extend this awareness, and awareness meets awareness, the inner field meets the outer fields, non-duality arises within duality. Eh? Or as the Dakini said to Dujam Lingpa, you and I are indivisible. Then, having established ourselves in the immediacy of this situation, we'll extend our awareness to our ancestors, the generational field, of whom you and I are expressions of. So we'll extend to the mothers, the fathers, and the mothers and the fathers in support. The light meets the light. Then we'll extend this awareness to all the different teachers we've had in our life. Those people who embody awareness in such a way that the invisible becomes visible. So extend to our teachers, whatever traditions, whatever age. The self meeting the self. And with all these extensions, the field gets more support and more bigger, more expanded. Bigger is better. And then we'll extend to all the different traditions we participate in. Nowadays, with geography being so tiny, information so available, there are many different traditions we can participate in. And then they mix in our bodies, and we become universal people. Because the tribal boundaries thin would do that. And all these traditions themselves are fields of knowledge, information, and light articulated over the century of people's experience of this primordial dimension. And then we'll make one more extension. And this one is very mysterious. Because this awareness, which is infinite in its horizons and vast, is also multidimensional. And one dimension is this dimension of appearances, It's forms and flesh and cars and buildings and people, and we experience the field of awareness manifesting everything and anything. And as we remain in this awareness, another dimension begins to open up. And that's called the Sambhogakaya. It's the realm, the dimension of the archetypes. Those energies and vortexes that manifest everything and anything, The archetypical realm. The Dzogchen masters call it Sambhogakaya. And they use the language of the deities, the gods and goddesses, dakinis, as one way of articulating this experience. So we'll do the same. This morning we'll extend and invoke that dimension of the archetypical realm, which is the dakini, the feminine knowingness. That direct knowingness. That non-conceptual knowingness. That anima, that psyche. Jung would say, we don't have psyche, we're in psyche. We're in this realm. We'll invoke that now. And there's one more dimension, and in truth they're all the same, but with different little nuances. And the most foundational one is called the Dharmakaya, pure awareness, ground awareness, potentiality, undetermined potentiality, timelessness. So part of the drama of this meditation of becoming aware of awareness is embodying these different dimensions. And ultimately, it's meditation that teaches meditation. Ultimately, as we open that space, then slowly but surely, naturally, this awareness begins to manifest itself. Of course, because this awareness, this primordial awareness, is us. Our very subjectivity, the aham, I am, the who-ness, is primordial awareness manifesting in time and space, in mind and body. This unborn, undying, this gnosis, this jnana. Perhaps you feel it arising already. Self-arising. You always call it self-manifestation. And rather typically at times in meditation we just stay in this unfolding of this awareness continuum, experiencing time, then even timelessness simultaneously. And then we learn to integrate our mind into this awareness. Into this field. Our mind knows forms. It knows things, both subtle and gross, and faces and hands, trees, math formulas. The mind knows subject, and the mind knows objects. The mind knows otherness. The mind knows duality. The mind knows difference. The mind knows me. The mind knows you. It knows us and them. Our mind knows time. Our mind has a sense of the past, the present, and a sense of the future. The mind knows things and entities. The mind thinks conceptually. It feels affectively. It imagines through imagery. The mind has sense and memory. The mind knows dualistically. Now this awareness knows being itself. And awareness knows the beingness of beings directly. Awareness knows awareness. Awareness experiences non-duality of everything and anything. Awareness, and the ancients call it gnosis, direct perception, inside to inside, direct knowingness. The ultimate focus of meditation is to experience through difference, through duality, non-duality. And in the non-duality, to experience duality. That base, that foundationalness, to experience timelessness in time. Timeless awareness. In meditation, there are 4 times. There's the past, there's the present, and there's the future. And the 4th is timeless awareness. So as you and I meditate, cumulatively, step by step, slowly but surely, we begin to experience timeless awareness. Unborn, undying. And from this place of timeless awareness, we can extend this awareness into others. The great Dzogchen master, Yangtang Rinpoche would say, the true compassion, the great compassion, is this capacity to extend this awareness, this energy, this light, this power, this aliveness into another person, into their present moment, into their past, and into their future. This power of invocation, this power of transmission. As ordinary people, as soon as we think we have to be extraordinary or something, we lose the natural capacity. Too bad. A lot of this takes place in our ordinary life already. Naturally. The power of awareness is not being in a trance state, some dissociative spot way out there. The power of awareness is this natural life of experiencing this field within us and around us. experiencing the light within our body and the light within everyone and everything. Now, having said what I've said so far, I'm going to do a tiny little shift here. And I'm going to bring in Longchenpa. And Longchenpa was perhaps one of the greatest masters of this awareness of awareness. So, and he says this. The central revelation, the central gift of this practice is pure Gnostic awareness. This gnosis, this knowingness, experiencing it within ourselves and everything and everyone. This embodiment, this place of spaciousness, of light, of energy, Shakti, Chi, and the great compassion, this power, this gift. There was a 6th century meditation master, Bodhagaya, who brought Zen, and he would say this: beyond words and letters, there's a transmission. It doesn't belong to anyone, no copyright. It's the very nature of human awareness itself, this transmission. And that is the real Buddha, or depending on your tradition, Shiva, whatever. So Longchenpa says, the central revelation is this gnosis, this knowingness. And then he says this, this supersedes causal conditioning and deliberate effort. So here he says that to be in this awareness, you begin to experience this manifestation of awareness around you and within you, and you begin to see everything as the manifestation of this singular reality manifesting. And we can plug in with our mind, as we do over the centuries, different forms of causality or intentionality or all the various ways we explain phenomena. But put that aside and just experience the manifestation of this awareness in everything and everyone, including your own experience. Including your own experience. Whatever's arising in you right now, love, hate, boredom, meanness, goodness, stupidness, whatever arises as it's arising is the manifestation of awareness, just as it is. Every affect you feel can't stand you. Every affect that arises, the manifestation of awareness. Every feeling, every thought, every experience, every view. And as you gaze around you, and you experience all these forms in people. From awareness, you are experiencing awareness manifesting itself as you and as her and as him and as them. Quite a few. It shakes our sense of justice. Then he says this, whatever appears in gnosis, that means when you're in this awareness, this knowingness, this directness, whatever appears in gnosis does not stir from the original face of gnosis. So if I'm in this gnosis, and whatever's arising in me, I'm experiencing as the very manifestation of awareness, of this light, as light. And as I look around, whatever I experience, whoever I experience, is the very face of gnosis. Pause. Not easy. Causality drops aside. Moral judgmentalness drops aside. And everything is superseded by this natural perfection or completion of this single, all-encompassing instant moment of translucidity, transparency of the here and the now. In this way, he describes living in that realm that is beyond good and evil, and yet in the realm of good and evil simultaneously. Being beyond good and evil, this and that, right, wrong, shit, greatness, all those polarities, and at the same time being in the realm of the polarities. Do you have a sense of it? Being in non-duality, and yet living within duality simultaneously. Then he would say, in essence, at the core, in the foundational view, there is no cause and there is no effect. Only this unbound manifestation. Then describes experiencing this sense of totality, total presence in this elementalness, this elemental spaciousness, this this elemental openness, this elemental sense of liberation, this elemental living in timelessness, in time. And then he says this. Buddhahood, which is another word for self-liberation, being a free person, really free, is not realized through virtue. What? It's not realized through goodness alone. Virtue and goodness has its own rewards. And as if it could be realized by virtue, this natural, this unconditional, this great perfection, as he calls it, this completeness, would be a lie. It is the givenness of everything and everything, this givenness. Then he says, in a challenging way, samsara is not precipitated by vice. There's no apple. It's not precipitated by stupidity. It's the givenness of manifestation. And if evil-doing could precipitate samsara, then this primordial self-sprung awareness, manifesting everything and anything, would be a lie. So we're remaining in awareness. And then he ends with this statement. Experiencing this awareness within yourself and whatever is arising within you, pleasure, pain, happiness, sadness, and experiencing this awareness within everyone and everyone. Experiencing that oneness is liberation and freedom. Within the duality of all the differences and conflicts. With that, we'll remain in this awareness state, which arises naturally, which is the source in our own self as our very own awareness. In these traditions, the guru, it means that function of revelation is our own self, our own inner self, manifesting itself beyond our mind, experiencing that self-manifestation, and then slowly but surely it infuses our mind, and we can understand it, not only through the direct experience, but through our mind itself. With that, we'll extend to each other from this timeless awareness. We'll extend into the present of us. Then we'll extend into the past. And we'll extend into the future. We'll extend into our city. And all the cities. So in a bad moment, self-hatred arises. As that arises, it's not like you believe this stuff, right? If you believe it, just one more frame arising. But you open yourself to experience within that arising you open yourself to feel within that affect its essence, its nature. The felt sense will open this. This is also the experience of many of the great phenomenologists, huh? They would stay with their experience no matter what. And by staying with the experience, they would place their mind on the side, they would suspend it, the approche. And then slowly but surely, they would experience their affects as awareness, their thoughts as awareness, sensuous pleasure as awareness, pain, unbearable pain as awareness. They would look into a face and experience the light of awareness, whether they could stand the person or not. Awareness. They would also realize that the will, that freedom, is very, very contained in mind alone. Huh? But if they could go beyond their mind and into that realm of being, from that realm, a movement would arise. And that movement could be brought forth into time. From the potential place, a potential space, undeterminateness. There's an arising, a spanda, a movement, and that could be brought into time. Longchenpa would challenge earlier forms of Buddhism where there was only emptiness, only nothingness, and that this nothingness, this openness, is light. They're in total oneness. And when you and I experience this light, that it was often initially experienced as the felt sense of our own presence, the radiance manifest as presence within ourselves and others. Longchenpa, as many others before him and after him, like Jung, would say that if you try and hold the pairs of opposites in your mind alone, in judgment alone, it is not going to work. They're going to split. They're going to split everything. Right, wrong, whatever this polarity is. And you'll be in the world of good and bad and good, forever. But to experience the wholeness with the base of awareness, the power of awareness can hold all these parts, these judgments, these reactions in the field as the field. And that way, there's difference and oneness simultaneously. Even the polarity of life and death. So we're going to start to end up now. We can rub our hands together and place it on our heart. And we can like to thank everybody for coming today. And next week we'll have a meditation Friday morning. The week after that we won't. And you're welcome to stay and meditate for a while, about 15 minutes or so. And there's also some refreshments upstairs. We can put the chant back on if you'd like. It's the Tromanagmo. There's a chant to the Dark Mother. And the Dark Mother, the Tromanagmo, is an archetypical symbolization of primordial awareness, the luminous darkness from which everything and everything arises as its own self. The first prayer will be the Tromanagmo.
Yeah. Rebel. This sold them the dinner to get all. Who was in the Matanga?
Anytime.
Inge Bodan de Zum Sanje Bunye Mo Nerosum Chugum Dun Sawalam Shalazo Hare Kroe Javra Nimbo
Do